So let's try and put some of the things into practice. Let's do this image first, or at least this image. I think it's Control, and let's just quickly add 2 nodes, and let's just rename it for the noise, the primaries, and delete, for example. So I'm gonna go here. You can see obviously it has warm color and everything, but let's say we are obviously wanting to white balance our image primarily first. So let's try and do that. Let us push down the gain of the red a bit. Let's push up the blue a bit, and I'm looking on the waveform when I'm doing this. The goal here is to make sure that I have what I need. Technically it's a bit, so let's try pushing down the blue afterwards to the here. Actually, let's push down the blue even more. And at this stage I'm looking at also the image and the background, right? So I'm making sure that it kind of looks more white, and I'm also looking at the skin sorry, the skin color, making sure that the vector scope is aligning towards the skin color. Okay, so there we go, kind of more balanced, but I'm going to push down the warm a little bit, and a little bit of the blue as well. Okay, now there is some blue going on in the background as well. So for that I'm going to create a new node, and I'm going to call it a parallel node. Actually, let's do it in the primary. Actually, let's add a new node, serial node, and then I'm gonna add a parallel, not the layer. I'm gonna go to something called qualifier, and I'm gonna click in the back here, and I'm gonna turn on the highlight mode, and I just want to make sure I can capture more of the blue in the background. Okay, so moving this a bit around. And the goal here is to kind of make sure that I have somewhat a range that would make sense of the hue. Okay, and let's say you want to go for maybe, let's just select most of her for now, and let's see how far I can push this. Okay, alright, and just to test it, we're just gonna quickly, in this layer below, we're just gonna go for red and just check that we have the color there. So we're looking at the clothes, and we want to make sure we can kind of tone down the blue a bit, so we get the black color. And you can see that we're able to get rid of some of that black. And I'm going to add a bit more balance here on the shadow side. So I'm looking at the bottom. I'm just making sure that it's not being lost. So I might go bit there, and I might push up the blue, push up the bit, and you know, just kind of making sure we have it under control. Now I'm gonna add the temperature. I'm gonna go to the warm side a bit, and I'm just gonna see if I can get the black look and the white to be look. So this is obvious, right? And then if I do 0, you can see that. So overall, and I think it's, so you can see here when I turn off this edit that you have more of the black color, right? Now that's fine. And on this one, I'm gonna try and see if we can mostly get the sides I want, and I don't want to necessarily get everything. I'm just looking for that corner there. I'm gonna go to the masking tool, and I'm gonna use the masking tool. I'm gonna use this one this time around, and all I want to do is just mark very quickly this area here, and over there, and just quickly this one. I'm being very sloppy obviously, and go over there. And then I want to make sure that I invert it like so, and just kind of, if you wanted to do it more properly, obviously you would kind of clean it up like this and kind of make sure that you're covering most areas. Okay, and you could also soften it a bit. So we want to go with the outside. I'm gonna soften the outside and the inside, and a little bit like this. Okay, and then let's try here as well to go on the more darker side and kind of balance out the blue. Actually, let's just do all of it. So we're gonna check there, then I can see the blue one needs to be pushed down to this one, and the red one to there. Okay, and we also want to make sure, like so, we don't want to make too much noise in the background for this. Alright, that's fine. So let's do check. Yeah, it's a bit warmer again. That's good. And yeah, so that's like a very quick way of showing how you could quickly adjust an image and kind of make it clean and color corrected. And we're not talking about color grading here, we're just showing how you can clean an image, and you can use this in practice as well for your 3D work as well. Now obviously you wouldn't necessarily call this finished, right? you would then actually go in and you would get another serial node. Alright, and we could just simply expose the image, the gain, to a higher part like this. Right, and now we have a very exposed, fully lit image. Things are white. Maybe you want to make the darker bits visible. Maybe you want to dim it down a bit. And there are chances where you might choose not to have the background as bright. For those scenarios, you could simplify it, and you could just add the circle, and you could just say, hey, I want this part to be the most dominant, and then you could just fade it out like so. You could do that too. Okay, then you can create another node, and for this one, this is a $1 million tips. For the mid details, if you lower it a bit or a lot, you can see what we're doing is we are actually softening her skin. You can see what happens, you know, and that's very common when we have female shots. So I would just, you know, go as far as this probably, and now you can see how far we've gotten with this image, for example. And we're obviously focusing on the face more than anything. So in some cases you might go back here and you might say, okay, I want to really emphasize the face and not have the light go anywhere else. So again, look at that. If I turn this one on off, you see that? It's kind of softening things up. You can really push it quite a bit. Okay, so these are just some tips and tricks, and for you to understand how far you can push and how you can try and implement this in your work as well. Now there are obviously other things you will continue to fix. For example, I might create another node called serial. I would maybe consider just quickly, you know, adding a small area here, this area, and I might try and see if I could possibly reduce the level of blue a bit. Right, so I might go and try and adjust that, but the problem then obviously you have to start adjusting other part of the image again. So those are like additional things that you would have to look into as well. So you might decide that this doesn't work, oops, and you might decide, okay, let's try something else. So you might go for the more customized version and just get in there, you know. And this one probably we don't necessarily need this or this or this. Okay, and yeah, you could just tweak it as you need. So obviously you can get really detailed on these things and start looking at the images, and there's easier ways of doing some of these things obviously. Then you could just work on it. So it might be that you just choose to just brighten it a bit. It might be that you choose to just warm like this, right? So different ways. luckily for us. Okay. Obviously you can see that you need to do a soft and an outside maybe, then really capture this area as you want it, and you can see what happens accordingly to that. So you will go for the warmer one, and then you will probably go for the like a bit like this, then probably there, a bit on there, to kind of, you know, get that down. So hopefully that's useful. That's one example on how you can do it.